Has a Supreme Court decision got you discouraged? Let me encourage you by saying there is a power known as nullification that the sheriffs and others that are in authority that can use to protect you from overreach of government. Now, before I get into that, please like, share, and subscribe so everyone all around the world can know about the power of nullification. Listen, there was a Supreme Court decision that came down that they are not going to block the ban of assault weapons in Illinois. And even though that may have discouraged a lot of people, I've got to encourage you by saying that there are sheriffs who will not enforce unconstitutional decisions, unconstitutional mandates, unconstitutional edicts that come down from the powers that be. Right? Now, how is this possible? Let me explain. There was an emperor by the name of Caligula. You may know who he is. He was a Roman emperor, and he wanted to set up an idol inside of the Jews' temple. And the Jews were like, no, 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 please don't. And because they said that, Caligula was like, you know what? We're going to exterminate all of you guys, and we're just going to do it anyway. We're going to do whatever we want. Well, this came down to the officials of the land, and there was one official that said, well, wait a minute, I'm not going to do that, even if it came from the federal government, even if it came from Emperor Caligula himself. And so what do you think happened next? Well, word was sent to this guy, hey, you better do it or we're going to eliminate you. Well, guess what? The Roman soldiers came, boogity, 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 right? And they came up to destroy not only the Jews' temple, but the official. However, the official stood between the Jewish people and the Roman army. And don't you know that it played out to where Caligula died so that that edict was no longer in play. So the Roman soldiers did not have to destroy the Jews' temple or the guy who was defending the Jews. And so this is what I want to bring out on that. This fella, I think his name was Publius, he had a right to defend those Jews because what Emperor Caligula was saying was illegal, okay? AKA unconstitutional, right? Not natural. Why are you going to destroy a whole people? Simply because you want to set up an idol. And so it is with what's going on now. You know, a lot of people are discouraged that the federal government is passing this and they're passing that and the Supreme Court justices are doing this and that. But what we need to remember is that their laws mean nothing without enforcement. And if the enforcers, that's why we got to connect with them. If the enforcers know their rights and know the Constitution, they'll behave like this. Well, wait a minute. It really doesn't matter what this judge said because the Constitution says shall not be infringed as far as the assault weapons. And so I know what shall not be infringed means. I don't know if anyone else knows, but I'm going to fulfill the oath of office that I took. I swore to defend the Constitution against enemies, both foreign and domestic. And so I'm going to stay right here. I'm going to be like the one who stood between the Jews and those strong Roman soldiers. And right is going to win every time. And this is why I got to give a shout out to all the sheriffs in Illinois. 90 out of 102 they're not enforcing unconstitutional sayings, unconstitutional decisions, unconstitutional mandates, edicts, whatever you want to call them, upon the people. They're just not going to enforce it. So stay encouraged, folks, because nullification is a real thing and something that we're just going to continue to exercise as a people, right? If you're a sheriff, you're police, you're a state legislator, right? If you're in those high places of authority, you can exercise your authority to say no. You remember that? That Just Say No campaign, Dare to Keep Kids Off Drugs? All right. You can just say no to illegal mandates. You can just say no to unconstitutional edicts that come down from above. Now, listen, we're not encouraging mutiny. We're not encouraging you to rebel or to secede. That's nothing. That's not what we're encouraging. What we're encouraging is for you to know your rights, right? Because there's another guy, right, out there, an enemy of yours, right? If you don't know your rights, guess what? He will take advantage of you all day long. So it is with any bully. All right. But if you know your rights, your God-given rights, and stand on them, you will survive to see another day, and so will your seed and your seed, and on and on and on. So let's pass that knowledge of freedom. You know what Jesus said? Know the truth, and the truth will make you free. A lot of people think it says set you free. But see, if you're set free, you still behave like a slave, don't you? But if you're made free, you behave like a free person. So behave like a free person, folks. God bless you.